When you work in Photoshop and you work with multiple layers, you have something called a stacking order. Now, the stacking order in Adobe Photoshop is different than, say, it would be in Adobe Illustrator. In Illustrator, you have, in a sense, two stacking orders. You have the objects themselves in the layer because they're separate objects, and you also have the layer system. In Photoshop, since we're working on a piece of acetate, the only thing we have for stacking is the layers themselves. Open up Alignment PSD in your exercise file. Okay, now we've been here before. I'm going to come over here and pick up ball 1, and there's ball 1 down here. And as you can see, there's a stacking order. The stacking order is represented by what's going on over here. I think we all know that. If I want to change the stacking order, I can actually do it in a couple of ways. The most common way, people use the most, I guess, not necessarily the most efficient, is by going to ball 1 and you want it under ball 2. I think you know where I'm going with this. And I'm going to drag it underneath, but you want to wait for that line to appear. And voila, there it is. Another way, if you can remember the shortcut key. Because with shortcuts, it's not that they're there. It's being able to use them quicker than doing it manually. That's when they become shortcuts. It's the command key with the left and right brackets. So if I want to move ball 1, I hold the command key down, and if I go ahead and press the up and down bracket keys, I can move it through the stack. So command, up and down bracket keys would do the same thing. Now, besides stacking order, we have a very easy way to make copies of things. Actually, there's a couple of ways to do this. One way, if for whatever reason you want a copy of ball 1. Let's go ahead and move it out a little bit so we can see it. Hold on the Alt key on your keyboard and drag. And the computer will be more than glad to give you a copy of that 1. Let me go ahead and undo that. Another way would be to take ball 1 and literally drag it down on top of the new icon right there, and you got a copy. However, the copy will be exactly on top of the original, but if you drag it, you can see there it is. A third way, which to me is probably the fastest, is to select the layer you want a copy of, like ball 2, and press Command J. And again, if we move it, there you go. Now, deleting is about as easy as copying or anything else. If I want to delete a layer, one way I can do that is press the delete key. And it'll be more than glad to get rid of it for me. Also, I can drag a layer on top of the trash can and let go. And again, it will be more than glad to delete it for me. Or I could even go up to this option button right here and select that option and tell the computer I want to delete the layer. Layers panel is an important area. We're just getting started on it, but we can manage, work with it, and control it to our advantage as designers in Photoshop. On to the next.